V is kinda overrated and kinda a disappointment. Yep, I said it. It's better than Endgame, but fuck, this was not the movie I expected. So basically this is about how Darkseid is planning this big war, and guess what? We hardly get to see Darkseid. We don't see him in that many scenes. Also, because I know I'm gonna forget it, I'm gonna add this just out of the blue. What happened to Batwoman? We can assume she died, but she wasn't killed on screen like most of the people. We saw Batgirl and Bane and Cheetah bite the dust before they could barely do anything. But we saw Batwoman kicking ass and just wasn't on screen anymore. Same thing with King Shark, Catwoman. No, why did I say Catwoman? King Shark, Harley Quinn, and Captain Boomerang. We can assume they died because King Shark finally talked. But this movie was hilarious at some points, mostly with the Harley scenes. But what makes me mad is that they so easily killed off Green Lantern and Aquaman. But then they let Lois Lane live for the entire movie almost. A guy who controls all the water in the world, controls all the sea life, gets murdered. And his wife. Though he never returns back on screen, and she does. As like this evil robot lady. Basically the only people they bring back are people a part of the plot. Like, they say that Flash and Green Lantern fought hard, but it wasn't enough, something around those lines. Green Lantern's dead. Flash, we find out, is still alive. Which is just bullcrap. Cyborg survived because he's a part of the plot. Damian was killed just to be brought back to life. I was happy to see him die because I don't like Damian Wayne as Robin. All the Robins are better than him, especially Tim and Jason. So yeah, he gets killed. Then they bring him back to life. Constantine gets killed just to get brought back to life. Starfire and a bunch of other people get killed. They get brought back to life as like these robot things. And once they hack Cyborg, he's fixed. He fixed all of them and they're all good guys again. So many cool people in this movie and they just killed them off. Like, if someone didn't talk and you didn't see them do much, you knew they were gonna die. Cheetah didn't have one line. She died. Bane didn't have one line. He died. The King Shark scenes are pretty cool and brutal. The King Shark is a shark joke was probably the least funny part of this movie. Though it had an ultimate payoff when, you know, the whole scene with Captain Boomerang. That was the funny part of the King Shark joke, but it wasn't that funny. It was like, hey, here's an I Am Groot joke. King Shark talks in the comics and all the time, so I was like, why is he just saying that? But it did ended up being more funnier than I thought it would be. Once the Captain Boomerang scene happened, and he said it was an honor fighting with you. And then he's like, oh, really? Now you say it? Paradooms were not what I wanted. They were kind of cool and all, but I was expecting parademons. Especially since you can't really make them out on the cover. Unlike Justice League, the live-action movie, it didn't rely on Superman. You know how in Justice League everyone's getting their ass kicked? And then Superman comes and, oh, magically now Superman can like easily kick Steppenwolf's ass. Like, no one can beat him, but Superman can as soon as he shows up. In this movie, they have something like that, But they still have, like, Darkseid fight back and kick the crap out of Superman. And in the end, it's Trigon and Darkseid fighting forever in a dimension stuck with Cyborg. Though Cyborg said he got the final word, I didn't think he was going to say "suck it, bitches." I thought he was going to say "booyah," like he usually does, but nope. Kilowog was definitely something that I didn't want to happen. Like, we didn't get to see any scenes with him, just got his neck snapped by Darkseid. I loved the Jon Stewart scene. What else? I think Guy Gardner was dead too in that scene. There was a guy with orange hair just laying on the ground. This movie was pretty good, but it's definitely overrated. Batman Under the Red Hood was way better. And these movies got the same on Rotten Tomatoes. Both got 100. Both got 100. Endgame was super boring. This movie was entertaining, but a letdown. We didn't get to see people like Steppenwolf or Calabac. We just got to see Darkseid every now and then, the Paradooms every now and then Constantine over and over again, and Superman and Raven were the people we got to see the most. I really liked the editor, or however you say his name, the demon guy. I've only seen him in a few comics, so I don't know much about him. They did him pretty good justice in this movie, I think. I think it was kind of stupid that Wonder Woman killed him, though. And then, like, a few minutes later, she's a good guy again. They could have stopped him from dying, but they didn't. Also, hate how his death scene, you know what he says? He says, "It was fun." Like, how does that make sense? Through the whole movie, saying, "Oh, what a challenge," sarcastically. Or he says whatever and stuff like that. So, he fights one person and he says, "Oh, it was fun." No, it doesn't make sense. It's just as stupid as Poison Ivy's death scene in Arkham Knight. Like, she says, "Nature always wins." Well, really, how did it win if it lost its best protector? Just some of the death scenes are kind of stupid. I definitely didn't like how Zatanna was just killed off before we barely got to see her. And they got to show a bunch of the Justice League as bad guys, but we didn't get to see an Aquaman or Green Lantern. Just people like Hawkman and Mera and Martian Manhunter and Starfire. This movie was definitely good, just not as good as I wanted it to be.